Hey everybody, welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Lauren Neideigh. Sorry we're late, but I'm actually a minute earlier than I usually am, so I'm not that sorry.
As in 16 minutes late? 14 minutes. 14 minutes.
14. Good
Yeah.
math.
We'll
Yeah.
start at 8:30.
Yeah. What? No, it's 11:30 here. It's 11:45 here. And then I gotta drive to Tampa. I gotta drive to Tampa in like 4.5 hours. So we're not gonna be messing around too long tonight.
2-hour drive if you hurry.
3. Dude,
Well.
what the hell are you talking about? Anyways, we're going to talk a little bit about this whole, I know you listened to Cassidy speak earlier on her motion to quash that subpoena. She had submitted it anonymously. The judge obviously said that he would not entertain that until she filed it without the anonymity or filed some request for to proceed anonymously. We're going to talk a little bit about what all this means. Yeah.
And then we'll have her on the show.
We'll ask about the deposition too, guys. But go ahead.
No, we're going to have Cassidy on the show and Leanne on the show tomorrow night to talk about her thing. But that's just a procedural objection. That's not a Judge Lyman is biased type of thing. It's just like, hey, just ask and you shall be anonymous. Now, if he doesn't grant the motion to remain anonymous, then I'll have a different analysis. But for right now, it just feels procedural is all.
What do you mean, like you would have a different analysis? What would you think about that?
Well, I think there's good cause for her to remain analysis. I think she's gone through great lengths to stay anonymous. Cassidy is not her real name. She's a whole real person, like walking around in the world. Like even you and I had this discussion earlier that you are Lethal Lauren. You are Lauren Neideigh. You said, but how am I anonymous? Everybody knows my name.
That is my real name, bro. I say I overshare. So how am I anonymous?
There is a distinct difference between YouTube Lauren and real life Lauren.
That's definitely true. I keep all my personal stuff private. I have separate accounts. I have a whole separate life of people that I don't want them to have anything to do with this. Even when they ask me questions about it, I'm like, please don't ask me that. I don't want to talk about it. So
right. And so that's all I mean. Like you're allowed to have an identity separate from your YouTube persona.
Sure.
And so,
yeah.
How you feeling in 72 hours later?
Well, I got mine last Thursday, so it's been almost a week, but we didn't know it was real until I mean, we went back and forth on that. Yeah. Until Sunday. No, it was Monday night, I think. Because I was about to get on a plane back here from So yeah, I don't know. I'm a little. Here's what I'm thinking right now. I have another, because the thing that was stressing me out the most was I can't do my job and do all this by myself, but I really wanted to do it myself. But, they were saying this deadline, it's the 16th, but then Google was saying the 31st, and we can't get a straight answer from anybody. It takes days for them to answer our emails on both sides of the ball there. And so I am having a really hard time getting anyone to really give me a straight answer. So I wanted to do that, intent today, which I did. And I think Shasti's lawyers confirmed it is in fact the 31st.
Now, by straight answer, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean by straight answer?
Like they would say like, ask Google, and then Google would just be like, I would say, can you clarify this date on the subpoena versus the date you're giving me in the email? And they would send me back the same copy paste email. They wouldn't clarify anything at all. They wouldn't clear anything up for me. I was like, why does this say this and this says this? And they're like, they send me back the same cookie cutter copy paste.
Which is kind of bullshit, acting in bad faith. Look, in my opinion, they're acting in bad faith.
That's Google though. That's not the lawyers. That's not her lawyers. That's Google.
Did you not ask Minot Law Firm about the deposition directly for clarifying details? What are you asking for? Deadlines, et cetera, et cetera?
I did ask that. And I'm that time I immediately got a response.
And their answer was?
I wanted an offer of proof or whatever. They said, we're available to talk about this at your convenience. We went back and forth a couple times, but I was on a flight, so it took me 3 hours to get back to them last night. And then today I sent a follow-up, still nothing. So I'm kind of like, well, what do I don't really know what to do with that. So again, like I said, I just wanted to file that intent today and get that over with and have something out there.
Okay.
But I feel like I have been so crazy all over the place for like the last 2 months, since like mid-May when I came to see you the first time, end of May, mid-May, that I like haven't had time to like sit down and really think about anything. So when I have time and I'm just like doing my regular routine and I'm at home and I'm treating myself and my body the way that I'm supposed to, and I'm not trying to do everything at once, I can do good work. I know that. And so I'm going to have a couple weeks for the first time in a long time, where I'm going to be just sitting at home and I'll have all the time in the world to think about this and think about what I want to say. And I think I'll be good. I just have to get through this next couple of days. If I get to the weekend and I can actually get some good sleep and I don't have to worry about anything else, I think I'm gonna be fine. I had to stress out for a few days there because I was just like so all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, could I just share from my perspective why I think this is stupid?
Sure.
Okay. I told you earlier that I kind of wish that you could just live in my brain and like for the next couple of months, because you'll be so unimpressed.
That sounds horrifying. Unimpressed is definitely the word that comes to mind.
I'm just saying they are seeking content. Look, here's the deal. They've already got in trouble for overreaching with their discovery. The judge has already forced them to whittle down some of their discovery request as it pertains to non-third parties, like actual parties in the case. Here, they are seeking all kinds of this crazy. I mean, look at this list. They want identifying information. They want account holder, name, address, phone numbers, email, any other personal identifiers. They're looking for all information provided by or collected from the user.
People have like really only, I think, seen. Oh, okay. Well, I just got an email back an hour ago. That's my bad, guys.
Oh, is there an update? What do you got?
I'm not going to say that right now.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll do it later.
I'm going to you keep talking. I'm going to read it right now, and I'm going to hide my face so no.
Sure. They're looking for access logs, IP logs, account usage information, payment or financial information. And that's really the kicker. Their theory, presumably, is that the Wayfarer parties have hired 16 content creators for the sole purpose of spreading negative PR against Blake Lively, an extension of the PR campaign, which is outrageous because the very thing they're suing them for, they're literally accusing the Wayfarer parties of engaging in the same conduct while the litigation is ongoing, which is nonsense. And unless they have an actual offer of proof, like, for example, you or any of the other 15 have had direct access to Wayfarer, and there's been evidence of a financial transaction going back and forth for the purpose of monetary gain for some kind of a contract related to a content creation to negatively impugn the name of Blake Lively, unless they can tell the judge that, not even that they have that, but just, look, this is what we think is happening and this is why. We talked to this person who said this about that, and they gave this to them for an exchange for this. If they don't have that, then they're fishing. And what I really think that this is about is they're trying, look, what's going on right now? Blake Lively has several motions related to her deposition. There was an emergency motion I heard today because what was the Jed Wallace, his lawsuit gets dismissed. He was supposed to, his counsel was supposed to be present for the deposition. So they hold some kind of an emergency hearing. They move the deposition back to the 31st of this month. There was a protective motion that was granted that was largely viewed negatively by the people that are following this case. And what's happened is that rather than talk about how, oh, Blake Lively's she's in for it right now, she's about to walk into that deposition, they're about to cross-examine her, all of her biggest fears are coming true. Brian Friedman, I don't care if he does it at Blake Lively's office, I don't care if he does it at his office, I don't care if he does it at Disneyland, he's going to be the one conducting the deposition. And she is fearful of that. And right now, if we weren't talking about these third-party subpoenas that are meaningless, that are bound to get quashed, that's kind of the point, isn't it? Right? It's a diversion. It's a tactic used to chill the negative press aimed at Blake Lively on account of this deposition. Perhaps, I don't know, just temporarily. I don't know. Maybe it's to scare content creators from getting too involved in this case or having opinions that are too brazen or over the top for their liking. They didn't send me a subpoena. They didn't send Ask Two Lawyers a subpoena. I don't think they've sent any of the lawyers covering this case a subpoena. Do you know? Oh, is she still reading the email?
No, I was typing up a storm. No, they have not subpoenaed, to my knowledge, any law tubers at all.
Yeah, well, because I'll tell you what would happen.
We all know the answer to that, dude.
Yeah, motion to quash, sanctions, protective motion, all the things that we were talking about earlier. They should be sanctioned. I think this is a further abuse
I'm gonna need
of
another
process.
I'm gonna need another.
Oh, okay. Take your minute. I think it's an abuse of discovery. The fact that they have no logical, relevant reason to continue in this pursuit of third-party subpoenas, and yet they're doing it. And it's having the effect. I think that you've seen the coverage of this case shift. You yourself are up in arms about it. Andy Signori is up in arms about it, and a large portion of his coverage has been devoted toward, not all of it. Cassidy was live today with Leanne Newton talking about it. I think Colonel Kurtz had mentioned something about third-party subpoenas. I was on her show. We recorded something, and we were talking about it a little bit. I'm not fooled by it. I think that they know they're not going to find anything related to a smear campaign. But I think what they've effectively done is they have hand selected with perhaps like a token small creator. There's one creator, didn't they have like less than 100 subscribers or something, like 33 subscribers? And they're just making videos. 38 subscribers. Yeah. That was done on purpose to distract from the fact that who they're really going after is these really pro Baldoni content creators of mid-size, larger size YouTube channels whatsoever. Fine. And so what's the approach? All of you guys seem to be, in some respects, bandying together to try to strategize how to fight this. Look, there's only one answer to that question. I really feel like all of you individually and singly should file your own separate motion to quash and request for sanctions and a protective order against future conduct, because unless they have an offer of proof, unless they can, like the Wayfarer parties were forced to give an offer of proof about why they were asking for what they were asking for with the Van Zandt lawsuit, unless they can provide that and convince the judge that it's somehow relevant, then this is going to be quashed. And furthermore, the fact that they've sent it out to 16, if they get 16 that they got to respond to, I think it's more likely than not that the judge is going to look at them sideways and potentially sanction them or punish them somehow. Look, you guys, most of the content creators that have been, all of the content creators that have been subpoenaed are not attorneys. And most of you are out there thinking about hiring an attorney or paying an attorney $10,000 to answer the subpoena. You guys are incurring real damages as the result of this bad faith discovery tactic. I think it only stands to reason that you should force them to answer why they should not be sanctioned as a result of this bad faith discovery tactic. And so that's what I got to say about it. I mean, honestly, you could write the motion in a half hour. There's plenty of case law that speaks to why it needs to be dismissed. It's under 45, protective orders under Rule 26, et cetera, et cetera. To the extent that this is a subpoena to chill First Amendment protected free speech, it's sanctionable. To the extent that it's used to bully unsuspecting content creators, it should be sanctionable. To the extent that they know good and well that there is no relevant evidence to be obtained. There's not an offer of proof. There's not been anything that they've collected in discovery that would lead them to look at these random YouTube creators that had nothing to do with this case prior to December of 2024. That's where we're going with it. And that's my rant. That's my speech. Are you back? What are you doing?
I think. Oh my God. Okay. No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Do you want me to take a look at it? Here.
Nope. It's done.
Email it to me.
It's
done. All right.
No, okay. It's like, no, I'm not actually going to be like that, like triggered and rude to the lawyers. I understand they're doing their jobs. So I wrote like I did what I always do, which is like, I wrote like a diary entry while you were talking. And then I narrowed it down to like a couple of reasonable sentences and I sent it. So. Yeah. Right. So I needed to freak out for a minute. That's just how my brain is wired. You know, I'm a little different in, as far as, you know, a little neurodivergent, you could call it. And so I have to like let out the crazy first before I can just be reasonable. So
if they get a hold of your email communications, there's some fiery ones between you and I regarding this case.
They're not going to take our emails between each other. I mean, I don't think that would be like pleasant for anyone to read, but it's not going to show anyone anything pertaining to this lawsuit.
Well, I wrote certain things on purpose. I sent you some text messages on purpose too.
You did, right? Guys, Omar paid me to smear Big Lively.
What we did. They're looking for IP logs, device info. Kiss my ass. Financial data. No, I'm not giving them any. I ain't giving them jack.
Is there a problem with me telling you exactly what they told me about right now about what they...
Email it to me first.
All right, I will.
And I'll disappear for 30 seconds
this
and tell you.
Pretty much... Oh, okay, good. That's so it's... Never mind. I'm not going to comment on that.
All right.
Okay. So I sent it to you just now. And it's not anything really new, but I was just kind of like, well, how does this make sense? No, but I don't want to be like shitty to the attorneys. You know what I mean? Because they're just, like I said, they're just doing their job. So...
yeah, for the most, I mean, to the extent that it's low level of look, somebody made this decision to conduct this discovery, and so not everybody is innocent. Somebody's got blood on their hands.
Well, you know what I'm not going to do? What I'm not going to do is be a total dick to some lower level attorneys while I try to find the one who was made.
Oh, they'll get used to it. Don't worry about them. They'll be fine.
They will be, but it's not gonna. I'm not going to play a role in it. So I'm just not trying to be a douche.
Yeah. All right. Let me see what you got here. I'm going to disappear for a second while I read this. I'll let you give your commentary.
Lauren, you give way too many people grace they don't deserve. So when Omar comes back, we'll talk about that a little bit more. I should probably forward him my response to that I just sent as well, because otherwise he won't have the full context. So I'm going to do that right this second. But so when I got named in that thing, it was obviously, like, in my opinion, designed to kind of put some more scrutiny on me and other accounts that maybe have said some negative things about Blake. Oh, you're back. Okay. Well, I was never going.
I was just off camera. Anyway, I read your thing. It's fine.
You read hers and mine. Yeah.
They're not seeking communications, whatever.
That doesn't mean. Why do you want my IP addresses? Is what I want to know. Identifying information. I'm right here. Here's my face. Here's my name. That's all you need to know. By the way, I started covering this case because I was a fan of your client. I don't find her story to be credible. That is my own opinion, based on the court documents that I read, word for word. It's well documented. So, what do you want from me? You know.
Somebody in the comments said that I'm confused because Andy said they want subscriber info, and
that's a misunderstanding. We all thought that at some point, but no, that's a misunderstanding. They want my information, not yours. You're fine.
Well, yeah, that would be kind of ridiculous for them to request subscriber info.
Google with the information from my account cannot give you that much information on subscribers. They don't even that wouldn't even make sense. So,
well, just look, listen. Let's just say worst case scenario: the subpoena is not quashed, and you got to comply. All right, so you're going to get all their information. Perhaps that runs into the AEO protective order that was already established back in February. You're not going to get doxed, and if somehow you are, which I know that is a fear of many of you, there's going to be consequences for that.
Mm-hmm.
But look, all I'm saying is don't give anybody anything unless you're compelled to do so. That would be my position on it. That should be your position on it.
I think you know me well enough to know I'm never going to fucking do that.
Yeah.
And it's not out of self-preservation. It's not out of anxiety. It's just out of pure like stubbornness. And I hate when people try to make me do things. To the point that I hate authority. I hate when people try to tell me what to do or what I can say and shit like that. So I'm going to fight you tooth and nail all the way. I'll do it myself because, what else can I do? I'm not going to spend tens of thousands on an attorney, but I haven't done anything wrong. So it's hard to be that anxious. It's just like, I'm not okay with you infringing on my privacy just because your client is delusional.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I guess I have to say that now. So, yeah.
Well, the fact that they have, I don't know. It's just, I'm just so unimpressed with all of this.
A fake Laura Owens, thank you for the 5. Not about me tonight. Thanks, Blake. All the best. All the best to Blake. That's right. Okay. Haven't seen fake Laura Owens in here in a minute.
No, she's making her appearances on a lively case. That's new.
Yeah. Right?
By the way, we had a real good time this Sunday night in Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
And then somebody was mentioning how when they see me drinking wine, it's like, oh, I'm having a glass of wine right with you. And many of you guys said that. And so tonight's evening is it's bottom shelf. It was literally a twist off bottle. It's a white Chardonnay. I mean, I guess is there any other kind? It's a Chardonnay. It tastes like a wine cooler. It's not very strong. It's one of those. I feel like it's one of those wines that you sip when you're menstrual.
Well, you would know.
So. I totally would.
Speaking of the weekend, and this kind of goes into the thought I was trying to express earlier before I started taking the ADHD route and we got lost. Yeah, right. That took like 12 minutes. So that clip of Zach getting fake subpoenaed on the stage, I once again say, oh, Blake's a cunt. Because I thought that was real. I didn't know that was a prank. So I was mad. I was so mad. And it's like, she's a cunt. Wow, she's a cunt. You know what I mean? And so like this videos and clips and stuff of me like using this language to describe this person, they're gonna be going around. And so I straight up told the reporter who asked me, I was like, listen, I think this feels like a little bit like retaliatory. It feels like revenge. He's like, what do you think that for? I was like, well, I've said some pretty sharp and unflattering things about her. And he's like, what? I was like, well, I call her a cunt a lot.
And that made the Daily Mail. I was impressed. How did you work in cunt into a Daily Mail article?
He asked me, he's like, what kind of things do you say? I said, well, I say cunt a lot. I was like, what's the point in me denying that now? Or not even denying that, but just pretending that's not the thing that I'm worried about now. You know what I mean? So
just own it.
Yeah. So I just, a lot of people are kind of coming at me for that a little bit though. And then there's also a couple of other things that people who will say like, I'm confused. You seem like a very like reasonable, like well-articulated person here. But then at the same time in this next video or this other clip that I saw of you, you're being a total, like, if you don't know the context of what I'm saying, a total disrespectful asshole. And I'm like, well, you know what? Like I can express myself, you know, in whatever way in my opinions about like public interest things and still also be somebody who on a personal level, person to person, when I, you know, like am really trying to be more thoughtful and caring and dealing with people in my life, be somebody who is like very compassionate and understanding and trying to treat people with respect. It's not, I can be both. And I think people misunderstand. They think that I have to be like one or the other. Like, no, I can, sometimes I get, you know, I have snap judgments. I say words like cunt. I say language like weird things that people don't like. And that's one thing, but that doesn't mean that that's all that I, it doesn't mean that's all I am though. And like people misunderstand that and they think like, oh my gosh, this is a terrible misogynistic person. No, this person is the type of person who wants to subpoena me and drag me into her fucking lawsuit when I wanted nothing to do with it. All I did was read her lawsuit and then I read his and I didn't believe her. And so I feel like I am entitled to freely speak my mind on that and use whatever language I want to, but that doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me, you know, like somebody.
It makes you a blast to hang out with. It makes you kind of hilarious sometimes.
Yeah. So
you can't just be all serious YouTube, you know, making all of these flowery videos all the time. That would be boring.
You know, it would be. But at the same time, it's like, I hate that is all a lot of people are going to see and they're going to attack me for it. But it's like, I can't explain myself to everybody. So I'm having to learn because of this situation. I'm going to have to learn really quickly how to stop explaining myself to everybody and just let people like not like me, you know? And so that's hard.
Well, the best way to do that is to stop reading the comments, to stop reading your DMs. Learn how to just like post and ghost.
Well, the thing is, like that's how you miss out on good people that way too, though.
Yeah, but the good people are probably your friends. They don't leave you comments. They just text you directly.
Well, what if I had arrived at that conclusion before you DM'd me or emailed me or whatever, right?
Well, shit, I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know. That's the problem.
Yeah. Did I ever email or DM you or text you? I don't remember how we got on each other's show.
You sent initially. Me I don't know. I hated you. I was like, this guy sucks.
Well, back then you were less famous, and so
famous is not a word I ever want to be described as. I don't want that kind of attention. This is enough. This is hard enough. I have this like crazy lady and her A-lister Hollywood husband who are like, you're part of a smear campaign. I'm like, no, I just don't like you. That's not something I want to be famous for. You know what I mean? I liked my little audience and just like being a weirdo and speaking my mind. And now I have to kind of grow into something else, I guess, and like filter myself a little bit more. And it's like, I wasn't ready for that, but this situation has kind of forced me into it. So I feel like I have so much to work on now.
It's like, you know what? It's like that. It really is like that quote. Mark Twain, he said it, you know, I've worried about a lot of things in life, most of which never happened. And I feel like you are a perennial worrier. You worry all the time about stupid shit. This motion or this subpoena is stupid, and it's easily defeatable. And then to the extent that it's not, what are they going to know? Okay, they got your email address. Come find me, bitch. That's it. They don't have any. They're not going to get your communications. Your bank accounts. What they're going to find out? You bank at Wells Fargo or something. They're going to find out that you subscribe to Pornhub Premium. What's the big deal?
I don't subscribe to porn. Oh my God, you have to stop saying that. I do not subscribe to Pornhub Premium. Oh my God.
You got a subscription to Adam and Eve toys or something? I don't know what you do.
Business anymore. Oh my God.
Are they not?
God. You're so dumb. Like...
How do you even know that they're not in business? How about that?
Oh, fuck. I hate you so much, dude. Ah, okay.
You were once going to hawk dildos. I know that about you. You thought better of it because you have a.
Since we're being disgusting, can you look at the private chat in StreamYard right now?
Yeah.
And tell me what you think.
Yeah, sure.
Wait. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's up to you.
Why don't
I'm
we
not
wait?
Say anything about it.
We'll wait a couple minutes.
Yeah. Later. Do it later.
All right. Well, why don't we go through some of these? Well, you know what? First, I want to talk about something that you said actually before we go through the super chat stuff. You said, you felt so terrible, and so did I when we were listening to Cassidy, and you might have.
Oh, I got pissed. Yeah.
We might have even talked about this while I was, emailing at a rate of 5,000 miles an hour. But we were both kind of upset about that, and you said, like you want to save everybody. And I know you can't, but like that's kind of the thing. It's like we all have our friends and we can all try to crowdfund, but when you target 16 people at once and some of them are non-monetized social media users and stuff like that, it's like that was intentional. It's to scare people because it's like nobody can help everybody. You can't save everybody from somebody like this.
Right. But I'll tell you what, Leanne Newton put out a pretty good, I think Cassidy shared something that like a template that she had for her motion to quash with that, which I thought was pretty good. Don't be discouraged by the fact that you gotta submit that with a motion to remain anonymous. Don't be disheartened by that.
Yeah.
It's okay to be upset with it, but look, it's a procedural thing. If you file that motion and somehow it's not granted, I would be shocked. And then we'll have a different conversation about it. But it's pretty easy. If all you are as a YouTuber, you had nothing to do with this case, and you have this anonymous life, and you don't even use your real name on stream. I know that you do, Lauren, but you're still, in my opinion, anonymous.
Yeah.
Look, before you actually came to my house, you had no idea what my house looked like, what my office looked like, what my
I was shocked by both.
Who my dogs were, and all this kind of.
You have dogs? I walked in, I was like, he has dogs. Like what?
Chicken nugget and chicken tender.
Oh,
you threatened to eat one of them. You used my laundry machine. Which was weird. It wasn't weird. It was like you swam in my community pool. But look, there's a whole life that you have out here. You're anonymous. Just because you stick your face in a camera, they don't get to see the entire heavenly glory. You know what I mean? They get their view of whatever's in the camera, and everything else is anonymous. Some of you guys are more anonymous than others. I keep saying you guys. I'm really speaking to all the content creators. But to the extent that you are looking for reasons to quash the subpoena, it's simple. Number one, there's a geography issue on a Rule 45. They subpoenaed Google. And you guys, unless you're living within 100 miles of the headquarters of Google, are probably in violation of Rule 45. Now, look, that's probably not going to fly, but it's a reason that you could throw in there and make them make the arguments or whatever against it.
So why are they not fighting that? Why is the company not fighting that? Like Meta did.
Who's to say that they're not going to? They don't have to tell you their strategy.
Well, I don't know. It's just like they won't. They give you a notice, right? And they're like, we may do this, and then they don't give you any information or anything.
Yeah, they can't tell you what they're going to do because then you're going to rely on that, and then you may have grounds to sue them later for some.
But that's like that is a super chaotic thing for people who don't understand any of this.
Welcome to being a lawyer. That's just how it is, man.
Yeah, but we're not lawyers, man. We're just random people. Some of us with less than 40 subscribers. So
I get it. Just look, the reasons why you're going to quash this subpoena, it lacks relevance or any evidence linking whoever is being requested of information to the case whatsoever. It's overly broad. It's intrusive. It's seeking identifying information for people that never intended to become public.
Mm-hmm.
The non-party status and availability of information, which is what they're seeking, is ridiculous. It's an overreach. The subpoena was improperly noticed and issued in violation of Rule 45. You have standing to challenge the subpoena because, number one, they're asking for your information directly. Sanctions are warranted because it's an abusive process. It's an abuse of the discovery process. It's an abuse of subpoena power under 45D1. They haven't even attempted to narrowly draft this subpoena. They're straight up just without reason, without any offer of proof, seeking information on 16 content creators apparently at random with no rhyme or reasons. That's bullshit. No prior notice except you heard from it through Google. That's bullshit. I feel like it's used to harass and intimidate and chill free speech of freewheeling content creators who have organically come to opinions that are negative of Blake Lively in this case. I think that you guys should be asking for attorney fees and costs. And I think that you should be asking for a protection order under Rule 26 so that if they ever want to subpoena third parties again, they have to get the court's permission. That's it.
I mean, you helped me obviously a lot today with writing that in there and all that. So that's good. But I'm
putting this out there. I want everybody to know that, look, I mean, I get the anxiety. It's so reminiscent of like when Gingerbread was doing this to you way back when. It's like, Lauren, you have to chill. I know it's really, really scary, but the likelihood that this is going to go anywhere that you think it's going to go is so slim to none. And then it turned out to be a big nothing. And then the guy just got another DUI. I have.
I'll never get tired. Oh my god!
All of these content creators that are afraid and riddled with anxiety and fear and are crying openly on stream. That pissed me off the most. I was like, I'm ready to fight. Let's go. I jumped on their live and was like, you know what? I was trying my best. I had like 3 minutes before I had to do another thing. I was just infuriated. I get sick and tired of lawyers bullying non-parties like this. There's just no reason for it. Like I've told you many, many times, my least favorite people in the world are lawyers because they operate without empathy, without humanity. And they operate and they take advantage of their knowledge of obscure legal systems to bully and intimidate folks and to make themselves feel more important. And this is another example of that. And so I am rightfully pissed. Yeah. And I had a low opinion of them before, and it's even lower now with these subpoenas. So that there it is.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I think Lauren sees both chats. I do see both chats, but I don't know what you wanted me to see. So if Christina wants to show it to me, that's fine. So I messaged you today because I've been worried about a couple of things. So like these, obviously, like I said, one of the designs of doing this whole subpoena was like people were going to start to pick me apart and say like, oh, she was obviously like paid by Baldoni, or she was like one of these conspiracy people, and that's why she's talking shit about Blake. And some of the things that they've pulled up, they're embarrassing for me. I feel like they're embarrassing for me. But the thing with the fundraiser, I explained that to you earlier. So if you guys have been following me for a while, I feel like I had, and I don't even remember if I talked about this before, but I had maybe half of what I have now as far as like subscribers and viewers and stuff like that. And I was reading those troll comments.
Remember, it was like you had 1.7 thousand subscribers when I first ran into you.
Oh shit! Yeah, like it was not much, man. But I was getting all these rude comments, and so I started reading the rude comments, and I wanted to make them mad. So I would read them, and I did like a fundraiser stream where people would give super chats or whatever ad revenue I made. I was like, I'm going to give half of each thing to a different charity. One of them was No More, the domestic violence organization that the movie, was promoting with. And so half of all the super chats, I think it was, or I don't even remember. Maybe it was all of the super chats. I don't remember. Went to No More. And then I said like half of the ad revenue or something was going to go to Wayfarer Foundation. And Wayfarer Foundation, it's not Wayfarer Studios. Wayfarer Foundation helps people in the community. It's a charity. So I was like, I'm going to give half of the ad revenue to them. And half of the ad revenue, by the way, guys, ended up being like I don't know, like $40 or something, maybe less than that, which is ridiculous. So, and they didn't have a place to donate on their webpage, whereas No More did. So I gave the part to No More. And then I tried to go donate to a Wayfarer Foundation, and I couldn't find it. So I did like the contact us page or whatever. I don't think I even sent them an email from my email address. Like I don't even have a record of it. And I was like, hey, is there a way for me to donate? I wanted to give some funds. They never got back to me. And then shortly after that, they announced that they would be, closing down the foundation a little bit later. And so that money went to No More. And I put out a picture of the receipt that I gave to No More. And I said, if nobody from Wayfarer Foundation gets back to me, I'll just give the funds to No More. And so that's what happened. But, you got people on Reddit, people on Twitter who are pulling it up now being like, oh, she was obviously paid by, Wayfarer or whoever because she was doing a fundraiser. I was like, I took something bad, which was like all these comments that were people being so rude to me and like saying the most heinous things and trying to get me fired from my job.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 sec. And I turned that into a thing for charity. Like, there's nothing fucking wrong with that. And they were just like, well, she's obviously paid and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, like, I didn't even give them any money. They closed the foundation. I didn't even know they were closing the foundation when I said that. And then it just never happened. So people are like, well, obviously she's paid. That's why she was selected. I'm like, no, absolutely not. But like, that's the kind of thing that's going to come back to bite me now. It's like, I was trying to do something good.
It's not.
And now people are, well, I'm not talking about court. I'm talking about the public.
Oh, well, fuck them. How about that?
Well, yeah, but
tell them to tell, you know what? I was going to say something derogatory or gross.
I think we're past that. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, well, I was just going to, no, I cannot. I got kids. I got daughters. Look, if they got something to say to you, then come say.
What does that matter? You say shit all the time. Go ahead.
You're right, but they're upstairs. And so, you know what I mean? And they're awake. I'm just saying, look, if they're going to come for you, let them. Let them. You got way more people that love you than people that hate you. And that's just how it's going to be and how it's going to remain forever.
Yeah, I guess.
Tell them to go fuck themselves. There. How about that? It was in the comments. Who said that? I scrolled up. I can't scroll back.
I feel like, yes, I could do that. And I have in the past.
Yeah.
Connected investors.
You know what?
Hang on. You know what? You talk for a minute because I got to fix something with these ads. I don't know what's going on with these ads.
Oh. Well, what I was going to say to Lauren is, when I first started my YouTube channel, there was a time where I gave a shit about what commenters had to say to me. And I still kind of do, to the extent that people are reasonable, but to the extent that people are just there to troll. I remember I did some kind of video. I forgot what even the subject matter was. Oh yeah, it was who was it about? I forget her name. But it was this guy, and he was taking exception with something that I said, and I responded like this big long thing to his comment, and then I invited him onto the show. I was like, hey, come talk about it, because I think back then I might have only had like less than 2,000 subscribers. And then his response to me was like so shitty, like, I never asked for you to address my comment. I never said I wanted to come on your show and F you. And I was like, well, fuck you then. How about that? How about that's the last time I ever try to engage with people like that. So sometimes it just doesn't matter. People are going to be upset with you no matter what you do, whether or not you're doing good, whether or not you're doing bad. People are going to take out of context things that you say constantly. And you know what? It's not just commenters that are going to take it out of context. There's lots of people that are going to take things that you say and misconstrue them. And that's just life, isn't it? That's just life. And either they know who you are or they don't, or they take that misinterpretation and they disregard you. And if that's all it takes for you to be disregarded, then fine. Right. You're not going to stop being Lauren Neideigh is the point. And so, look, because you put yourself in these positions where you're standing up for folks, and because there's always two sides to everything, you're always going to have people on the other side trying to exfoliate you. Exfoliate, that's a poor choice of word. Tear you down.
It was an interesting choice of words.
They're going to be trying to tear you down. They're going to be trying to speak negatively. They're going to try to disrupt your psyche. They're going to try to disrupt your peace. They're going to try to steal your soul. And if you let them, you'll be a nervous wreck and you'll be anxiety riddled and you will suffer. Or you can tell them to suck my dick and move about and go on with your day and move on with life. You'll be much happier for it. It's just how it is. Call them a cunt and then move on.
I mean, I've certainly been doing that. But.
Well, just do it unapologetically is the point. And don't worry about who wants to read back the transcript. Look, if I said something and you want to read back, I will show you the transcripts. This is exactly what I said. How about that? And I'm not going to go back and apologize for it. It's just I said what I said and I meant what I meant. And, you move on. You can't live in the past. You can only go forward. Living in the past is no way to live.
Yeah.
Twat waffle. How about that? Knob cheese.
Oh, God,
the chat has all kinds of good ones.
I bet. Okay. Well, there was the one more thing we talked about earlier today, which was, I was a small, like you said, I had like 1 point something thousand subscribers when you found me. I was a small channel. I saw bigger YouTubers were broadcasting this hearing in this case earlier on. And so I did it too. And while I did, I was a little bit rude and disrespectful, honestly. But like I didn't think it mattered, right? Because other people who were much larger than me were doing it. So it was like, oh, of course it's okay. And I've never covered a federal case before. I've never listened in a federal hearing. And so I accidentally illegally recorded a federal court proceeding. It's not like I didn't mean to do that, right? And so that was something that I, like, as somebody who's extremely like anxious and like deeply apologetic all the time, emailed the judge's chambers. And I was like, hello, I'm so sorry. I missed the first part of the hearing. I couldn't figure out how to dial in. So I missed the part where you apparently said you weren't supposed to record. Should I delete this? And then as soon as they said, as soon as they said yes,
did, and it was fine.
They said, yes, please delete it. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Of course, I deleted it right now. And I did. But people are still, mad at me about that apparently now because it's convenient to be mad at me about that. Not to be mad at anyone else who did it. Just me. Yeah. Just me, who was just like following other people who have done this before. But I was like very, I guess, disrespectful in that I was sign languaging the words for "you're a bitch" during the hearing. So,
how do you sign language that? You got to demonstrate for the chat.
I don't remember now, but like, okay, listen, I wouldn't do it again. I would not do that again. I wouldn't behave like that again. I wouldn't do it again. I was just like a random person with not a very large following who was just like kind of just like using this as like a venting mechanism. Like I just kind of speak my mind out here.
Hey, Lenore's coming in hot. She says dick pool, thunder cunt.
Oh Lord.
Twat waffle is my favorite so far.
Yeah.
We're coming up with new ways to describe the people, the issuers of this subpoena.
Well,
I think that's the game in chat today.
God damn it. That was like, that was a bad moment for me. And I remember immediately.
This stream. You know what? I hope they subpoena the comments from this stream. How about that? If you're commenting in the chat right now, why don't you plant some comments just in case this live comment transcript gets subpoenaed and read by the attorneys, cum bubble of Lively's attorneys. Oh boy, what if I start? You know what?
I'm not going to use those words to describe her attorneys while we're currently in a dispute. So that's just not appropriate. And I wouldn't do it again. I won't even sign language about them. I'm not doing it. But whatever. Somebody says,
by the way, somebody said that they thought that they Venmo they thought that they super chatted you $100 and they asked me to Venmo it to you. I said,
they sent it to you. Oh God, you sent it to Omar. Now he's going to spend it.
I know, on Pornhub Premium. Ryan's Perennium. I'm not going to spend $100 on Ryan's Perennium.
Why are we still talking about this? Anyways.
I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah, but anyways, I was upset. Like I was not upset about it anymore, but I was upset at the time. I was like, oh my God, I made a mistake. But now people are on Twitter and stuff like coming at me like, you did this and you were giving the middle finger while the lawyers were talking and stuff. I was like, yeah, I didn't think anyone would ever see it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think anyone was paying attention to me. Like what the fuck? And so like people remember that, I guess, and I'm just like, I forgot about that because like I of course I wouldn't do that again. I would never do that again, but I did. And so now if that's going to come back to bite me, do I need to be dragged to court for that? No, because I didn't do that because anyone paid me. You know what I mean? I didn't do that because anyone paid me. I did it because I was an idiot.
It's going to be hilarious if that ever gets subpoenaed and they have to review it, and that's what they're reviewing. It's just going to be funny. They're going to have a laugh. They'll have a chuckle. And what's the big deal?
It's a big deal to me because I have people that I'm like friends with and stuff like that. I'm like, do you really want to associate with me anymore after that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm afraid this is going to fuck with my relationships.
Nah, it's not. Like who do you think is going to be off put by you?
Yeah, I'm going to answer that on a live stream, bro.
Well, I know. Well, I'm just trying to, as far as I'm aware, I feel like more people would love you more knowing that you did that. It's funny. It's funnier. It makes you a more interesting, colorful person. Like PH Joy says, do not flinch, Lauren.
I guess.
Facetious Reality says, oh my God, that would make me want to associate with you more.
That, honestly, yeah, yes and no. It's like that, the way that people could frame it with like clips and like out of context shit and stuff like that, I'm like, that could do some real damage to my reputation. But my reputation, I'm like, I haven't really cared for it that well, have I? So
could I just tell you something about, look, the worst things you could imagine people doing have been filmed and are put out there on the internet, and you know what, they recover and they survive and they're thriving and they're doing just fine.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about, hey, one time you flipped the bird to some attorney that was speaking endlessly and were boring the fuck out of you, and so you called them a cunt and gave them the bird. Who gives a shit? It happens. It happens. It
helps. They didn't hear it. If it helps, I was on mute, so.
Well, there you go. There you go. It wasn't even meant for them. If you really want to dig through all my stuff, that's what you find. I guess that's what you find. Leave me alone. Kiss my ass. How about that?
Yeah. Lauren, you are overthinking every move you have made, and yes, I am. And that's honestly, that's a consequence of this lady dragging me into her fucking litigation, even though I haven't done anything except for criticize her from what was my organically poor opinion of her. So it sucks because I don't feel like this subpoena is designed at all to prove a smear campaign. Like I said, you can easily look at what I've been doing from the beginning here, that I was a fan of Blake, so I was interested in her lawsuit, started reading it. My very first stream is still public. It's still out there. You can see I was giving her the heavy benefit of the doubt, saying, oh, I was a fan of her movies. I don't really care about what she did 10 years ago. I think it's unfair to judge people from the past and stuff like that. But started reading it and started saying, this doesn't make sense, or this is weird. If that happened, I haven't read his complaint yet, stuff like that. So you can kind of see the trajectory. So this doesn't have anything to do with the smear campaign, in my opinion. This has everything to do with retaliation and trying to punish me. And if she wants to go out there in the press and say, this girl has said some really awful things about me and I think she's a terrible person, I think that's an appropriate and reciprocal response, because she can speak her mind as much as I can. But to use the court system to fucking do it and to punish me that way, no.
Yeah.
That's too far.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with that. I think that, look, I didn't even know who Blake Lively was. I was on that first stream with you, I'm pretty sure, when you were reading for like the 8-hour marathon.
No, that was the amended. So I'm talking about the first one, like the very first one.
I feel like that was the first one. And then I was like,
no. The one late at night, that was her amended complaint. That was in February.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And I remember telling you, Lauren, you were, what are we doing?
Who doesn't look at the chat? I wrote the motion. What does she mean?
Cassidy. Oh, Cassidy wrote the motion, not Leanne.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Cassidy. Okay. I missed that. I missed that. I thought it was Leanne. My apologies. Cassidy wrote the motion. It was not Leanne Newton. I didn't know that. I correct myself. I stand corrected. See, not everybody's perfect, and so that's how it is. But hey, the motion that I read up on Cassidy's screen was well thought out. It was well worded. If you are a fan of Cassidy's channel, I know her to be an exceptionally bright person. Her research is usually impeccable. Not usually, like it always is impeccable. She has well thought out legal arguments. And I thought that her motion that she published on her video this afternoon was great. Honestly, you could probably use that as a template. Don't get mad at me for saying that, Cassidy. I'm just saying that you did a great job as all.
Yeah. All right. So let's get through some of these super chats and then we'll talk about the deposition real quick. And then I got to go to bed. So, Mikhailov, thank you for the 50. Lauren, I admire you for fighting your own battle. So please don't take this as a donation, but rather a gesture of support and love. Please treat yourself to your favorite thing. Adore you, your channel, and support 1000%. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for being here. And I know I've always seen you in chats and stuff like that. I'll tell you guys, though, what I am going to do. If I had to choose anything to give this money to, I'm not crowdfunding for my fees, but I am trying to get some help from my friend Mike. So let me find his page and I'm going to put it in the chat. And honestly, this guy deserves the world. He's a husband and loving father of 2, and he is being dragged back to court by his stalker, who has emotionally abused and terrorized him for so long. So let me just pull this up really quick. I'm going to put it in the chat when I can get to it. Hang on. Sorry, I didn't have it ready.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I know, right?
This usually is really shoddy work, Neideigh.
Yeah. Anyways, this is my friend Mike, and he's a good guy. And so he really needs help fighting his abuser in court right now. For those of you who have followed my channel for a long time, he is the first, we believe, victim of the woman who has done this like serial fake pregnancy scam and punishes men who don't want to be with her. She recently, lost her court case against a former bachelor lead, Clayton. If you were in Arizona last weekend to see us, you met Clayton. It's the same lady who was dragging Clayton through the mud who was hurting Mike. So if you, I don't need it that much right now. I think that Mike needs it more. So if you want to give it to Mike, I would appreciate that. Any donations you might have, that would honestly, it would mean a lot to me, just because I feel like he deserves the world. So let me just replace this pinned message here in the chat. So if you want to give that to that GoFundMe, please do. But yeah, give me 1 sec. Let me close that up. And what were we talking about? We were doing super chats here. Sorry, I totally forgot. Nerdy Dog Mom, thank you for the 2. No money, but wanted to say I agree with the last message. I don't know what the last message was at the time, but honestly, that is more than enough. You do not have to give me your money. I will still be here. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. AKA the Cat Lady, thank you for being a member for 7 months. It looks like they mostly want viewer info that watch these creators, my payment info and personal info. So I think that was probably before we explained. It's the subscriber info is like my information, so you don't have to worry about that. But I understand why people are concerned because we were all very confused about that. LCS, thank you for becoming a new member. I appreciate you. Vipan, thank you for the 5. It's funny how Blake doing this to content creators make her look worse than criminal. I saw this PR expert had done an interview with, I think it was Josh at Daily Mail today, and he said like taking a YouTuber with 38 followers to court was like the PR equivalent of clubbing baby seals.
Pretty much. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, that's actually something I wanted to bring up. This case has changed my basic understanding, like what I thought was common sense stuff, so much between the Van Zandt thing, between this subpoena thing. It's just. I didn't really think that you could just use the court to do this stuff. Like you could just get away with this stuff. I was like, surely that's not.
Yeah. Well, let me just explain. You could ask for whatever you want.
Right.
But you're responsible for what you ask for. Now, when you are claiming that you're looking for evidence of a smear campaign funded by the Wayfarer parties, and the person that you choose to subpoena has 38 subscribers, doesn't even have a monetized channel, then you are being disingenuous at best.
Yeah.
Frivolous at medium, and a dick at worst. You're subjecting yourself to sanctions. I don't know why I'm holding the stick.
I don't know either.
Anyway, it's not very bright subpoenaing that. I could see why they would subpoena Andy. I see why they could subpoena Owens, right. Candace right. Owens. Yeah. Some of the larger content creators, that kind of makes sense, because they got millions of followers and they, do this full time, but the majority of people that they have subpoenaed have other jobs. Like they're not making a living off of YouTube money, let alone the one with 38 subscribers in a non-monetized channel. She's making $0 off of YouTube. So right. What are we doing?
Well, she will be now. That's for sure. Thanks, Blake.
Well,
but the other side of that, the other side of that, as far as the common sense thing is, I didn't realize like mainstream media has not touched this. But when Candace Owens and Perez Hilton got subpoenaed, it was like the biggest deal in the world. And TMZ was breaking it before the subpoenas even went out, before they were even served. But now you have these outlets, they won't touch it. You got smaller outlets like Radar Online, Daily Mail, fine. Yeah. But mainstream media, they won't touch it. So I guess I never really realized. I always wanted to believe, like, I know people have a lot of conspiracies and they think people in power control everything. And I'm just like, wow, it's really actually like that.
Well, because I think that
it's all of a sudden it's smaller people who don't really have much say and they're not as important. It's like nobody gives a fuck.
Right. Well, here's my take on that. More and more people are steering clear of mainstream media because it's become so divisive and so like ridiculous. I think people now more than ever, trust independent journalists. And where YouTube founded in 2007, what it's evolved into is this place where you can have people that are passionate about specific subjects and will report truer information than mainstream media ever will, unencumbered by the FCC rules, unencumbered by corporate rules, unencumbered by, a lot of things. And they'll just put stuff out there. And I think it's getting to the point now where we have a full generation of people that grew up on YouTube, and they will go to YouTube straight up for the news. They don't go to Fox. They don't go to CNN. They don't go to NBC. They don't go to CBS. Right. They go to these independent media content creators. And that is the changing landscape of media. And so I don't look to mainstream media for even politics. Well, certainly not politics, but not even like hell, when I go to sports, I got like YouTube podcast that I listen to. I don't listen to like ESPN anymore. And so it's how it is. It's where this world is headed.
Yeah.
You either embrace it or be swallowed up by it. It's your choice.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of miss my, I guess, naivety a little bit.
No, the Web Loves days.
Yeah.
When you were playing Scrabble on your YouTube lives. I remember that.
Yeah, it was a better time, to be honest. All right. Vipan, thank you for the 5. She wants financial info to ruin the creators financially. Man, I have no idea. I mean, it's certainly going after these people and making them pay attorney's fees. Yes. I feel like that is an intentional financial punishment. That's just, again, my opinion, since I'm now targeted by her attorneys or whatever. I want to be careful with my words, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know what they want with my banking information and stuff. I can speculate all day long, but I can't really tell you until they get back to me. So,
Totally.
All right. Anyways, this is for you.
Oh, love you two together. $9.99. By the way, like a dozen people like said that you and I should like do like a live thing, like or I don't know. They said that I would pay to go see you all go like on tour live or something. Maybe.
What if we didn't do a tour? What if we did one show?
I don't think we could fund
a tour would be a lot.
I don't think we're big enough for a tour. Like maybe one.
I don't think I'm focused enough for a tour. Is the problem.
I'll do one up in Florida. How about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll do that.
Yeah. All right. Vipan, thank you for the 5. It's scary, but let rational minds like Omar keep you on track. Lauren, Blake is above no constitutional rights. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's just scary because, like learning all this stuff about the courts and the press, it's like, well, what is beyond their limits? Can they really get away with anything?
No, they can't. And you're going to find out they cannot get away with
it. I hope you're right.
It's just,
I have been consistently wrong about what I thought were the limits of these institutions. And so I am very confused.
I'll tell you what, discovery is a little bit different because discovery is actually like the most expensive thing when it comes to litigation. So the fact that they're subjecting third party or non-parties to discovery is problematic. And Judge Lyman has already demonstrated an extreme willingness to whittle down discovery requests, overrule discovery requests. And so I feel like he's been pretty heavy-handed there, and rightfully so. And I have no reason to think that he's not going to do the same with this.
Yeah. BEQ, thank you for the 5. So I viewed Cassidy's video that Manet is a lawyer who represents Google. Would that affect this conflict? I guess you have to answer that one. I mean, I don't know how to answer that. So,
well, it really, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what extent Manet is involved with Google. I don't know if they have separate divisions, but surely there would be a conflict of interest. But I could tell you this. Whoever is representing Google as legal counsel does not have unfettered access to the wealth of information that Google has on hand. It's impossible, not practical. And so I'm not sure that it's a meaningful conflict of interest or not.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't even know that. So, all right, this is for you.
Can you next? Oh, see you next Tuesday, cunts. Oh, see you next Tuesday.
Jesus Christ. Are you going to read the name on it? Like,
oh, Carrie Shannon, thank you for the 10.
Are you going to say thank you, or are you just going to scream cunt?
Oh, that reminds me of Paul Silas. There was a time when Carlos Boozer, weaseled his way out of town or something, did something.
Who the hell are those people?
It's a basketball thing. Paul Silas is like, he's taking questions of reports of what do you think of Carlos Boozer? And then Silas is like, well, see you next Tuesday. And he's like, did you hear what I said? Just put the first letters together. See you next Tuesday. Huh? You see what I did? And it was like this hilarious thing that happened like back in 2003 or something. I don't know. Before your time, Lauren.
I was born in 92. I was at least 11 at the time. Kathy Valenzuela, thank you for the $10 super sticker. I appreciate you. Just Ricardo, thank you for the 2. Wow, I'm gonna burp.
Well, don't you can mute yourself.
I did mute myself. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I hit the mute button. It just
I'm totally kidding.
Oh, I hate you, man. You guys. Oh my god, I hate you. All right, Castle Megastore Fund for Lauren. Thank you very much. Mikhailov, thank you for the 5. Lauren, please look at your previous super chat showing love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope I saw one of yours in the very beginning, so I hope that I got to the one you wanted me to. I think it was the first one that I read. Lisa P, thank you for the 2. You guys are the best. No, you're the best. VPen, thank you for the $10. Don't let Blake win. Stay strong like you tell Justin. Blake is playing off fear to stop people from outing her. You have done nothing wrong, and your privacy is your right, not hers. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I think, I think the thing that probably bothers them the most is I do put out all that favorable stuff about Justin. I do those like cringy things that people are like, that's so lame. But I'm like, no, I think it's important for people to speak up and say, like, I believe you, man. I think I'm with you, So like it's hard to. I'm afraid to even say that because I'm like, I don't want the attorneys to hear that and like take it the wrong way because like I don't really talk to the guy. I messaged him one time. I asked for an interview. Of course, he didn't respond. It's not a big deal. But like, it's hard because I want to be supportive, but at the same time, I'm like, should I have done that at this point? I don't know because now it's like, should I have done
second guessing yourself? Look, can I just
should I have done all those things though? Should I have done all those things where I'm like showing everybody like saying nice things about him and stuff like that? Because is that what got me into this mess?
No, it's not. Let me just explain. Listen, you have a First Amendment. You have a First Amendment right to speak your mind and to take sides and to say the things that you want to say and back who you want to back. And if you want to make cheesy videos about people recording nice messages for Justin or telling their story about how they're relating to the case, that is well within your constitutional right. Yeah, right. And you know what? You should do it if you're going to do it. Don't do it afraid. Do it louder. Hold your nuts. Grab yourself by the nuts and say it loud and proud and say, hey, give me your positive message for Justin Baldoni. And if you want to subpoena me, you can suck my dick and then be proud of what you did. And if the subpoena should come, then let it come. And then you're going to do what you're going to do. And unless you're actually compelled, you ain't going to give them jack shit. And then when you do, they're going to read all of the nice little messages that we've planted into your communications. And they can have a nice day and see you next Tuesday. How about that?
Good Lord. All right. Chelsea Cox, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Cat Lady Ballerina, thank you for the 5. Does my dog want an electric ball launcher for her birthday? I would say yes. Yeah?
No, just throw the ball, Cat
Lady.
No. Yeah.
Electric ball launcher sounds cool, man.
No, it was going to launch like 10 feet. Just throw the ball. Just throw it.
We have dissenting opinions on this. All right. Peapod, thank you for the 10. Sorry you're going through this. Stay strong, Lauren. Blake's a bully and a huge see you next Tuesday. You don't owe Blake or the court anything. Well, thank you very much. I agree that I don't owe them anything. My concern is, are they going to be able to, I'm just saying what I was thinking before is are they going to be able to maneuver things that I've said and done into making it seem like, the court should compel me to do anything, which I don't really think so. But at the same time, people will twist things, and I'm not an Ivy League attorney or an attorney at all. So it's a little scary, but I haven't really done anything to warrant this. Chaos in her mind. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. From Australia. Okay, cool. Ali C, thank you for the 5. If this judge doesn't quash the subpoena, he must explain why a millionaire, Ryan Reynolds, has more rights than an average citizen. Well, it was funny. Like she was saying in her motion to, I think it was like an opposition to the motion to compel, actually, how she should have whatever privacy rights to her financial information. And I was like, hello, what?
Yeah, kiss my ass. That's a great point. They've made many of the arguments that you're about to make for themselves.
Yeah.
but I think that your arguments have more merit. So there it is.
Shannon, I think Shannon Connell. Thank you for the $20 super sticker. I appreciate you. Yeah. This is for you.
Oh,
this is who you're talking about earlier.
Oh, for the Blake is a bully. Oh yeah, that's your $100. For the Blake is a bully fund. You want to see? This is for the hub for Lauren Neideigh. This is a 1-year subscription, or an elite bottle of.
I wonder how much a 1 year actually costs on there.
Oh,
I'm not looking it up though. No,
you happen to know that Adam and Eve was not a real corporation anymore. I didn't know that.
God damn it.
You and the CC keep blazing trails. You do have an army behind you, as I've told you many times, Lauren.
Well, thank you, Amy. We appreciate you. That's awesome. I'm sorry about Omar's Pornhub comments. I'm sure you didn't pay $100 to hear that. Anyways,
I'm an independent journalist.
I'm subpoenaing your financials. Anyways, Peapod, thank you for the 10. I'm leaving you, Lauren. Blake is a douche canoe with whales for JJ. That's a lot. Oh wow. Okay. Whales for JJ. Let's free speech in your journalistic right. Well, thank you very much. That is something, an image that I wish I didn't have, but thank you. AC, thank you for the 2. Blake and her minions suck. Just mental gymnastics. Yeah. All right. Wendy, thank you for the $50. Fuck them, Lauren. We got you. And thank you very much. I appreciate you for being here. That's awesome. You guys are so nice. I don't know how to say this. Years. Meow. Thank you for the 279.
Years or something.
Yeah, something like that. There's a cat picture, but that's cool. Chelsea Cox, thank you for the 2. Can Wayfarer boost content creators' content without the content creators' knowledge? I don't know. I want to say no, but like, I'm not positive. I'm not in that space. You know what I mean? I'm not a PR person. But
the answer to that is yes. Like if they have the ability, independent of any kind of contractual obligations to an independent content creator, if they choose to, it's like when you, at the end of your streams, you end up sending them to somebody else's stream. They didn't ask you to do that, but you did. You boosted their audience without any kind of contractual obligations whatsoever. So yeah, they can do that.
Well, here's the
without
problem
knowledge
with that, and here's why I don't think that is exactly what we're getting at here. I'm going to read this again. Miss Lively brings claims against the Wayfarer parties, in part on the basis that they engaged in a digital media smear campaign by planting negative stories about her in the press. Okay,
that would have required, if that were true, that they sent you exactly what to say.
Correct.
And compensated you for it, which is the
and
only
that is not an unknown, like somebody is like doing this without my knowledge. You know what I mean? That is you did this on purpose and they paid you for it. Like that's not what they're saying. So whether or not that is a possibility is actually irrelevant. So, all right. L Years the cat again. Thank you for the 7. We love all your multitudes and levity. Well, I appreciate you very much. It's always nice to hear that. So KP, thank you for the 50. Lauren, take emotion out of your thought process. Anyone can sue anyone. Listen to Omar. Man, I'm the emotional person in this this dynamic. It's impossible for me, but I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I understand. Jacqueline Jackson, thank you for the 10. Blake is a cunt, in my opinion, because she offloads the pain of her own actions onto innocent bystanders. I support your description. I think that was for you, Omar. I accidentally read it. Yeah.
That's all right.
Omar, thanks you. All right. 7, thank you for the 7. You got this. 7, thank you for the 7. That's funny. You got this, Lauren. The truth is more on your side than hers. Thank you very much. Will all these motions to quash hit the docket? Yes, at the time they're filed. No. I don't know when that's going to be. It's by 7/31, so probably on 7/31. You know what I mean? Don't fuck with justice. Thank you for the $2. This question is for you. Go ahead and read it.
Yes, I have.
Read the question. Read. The question.
Don't fuck with justice. Thank you for the 2. Says Omar. Have you ever had a worse judge than Nyman? The answer was instantly yes. Am I going to say who it was? Absolutely not.
Come on,
no,
man. All right. This is for you.
Last super chat before you make me broke, Lauren. I never use the C word, but you make it fashionable. VPAN. Bye.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Well,
this is for you.
Do you remember your voice messages about how Blake doesn't speak for me? That's what got you into this mess. That was powerful.
Probably.
Hold your nuts from Jacqueline Jackson.
Yeah.
Say it loud while you're holding your nuts and put some bass in your voice while you say it.
Fair enough. All right. KG, thank you for the $10 super sticker. I appreciate you. And we got a thumb. A thumb. Thank you for the 7. I like that profile. Look at that profile picture. It is like a little. Okay. The great thing to remember.
That looks like a nut. That looks like a blue ball.
It looks
it's
like,
totally a blue ball. No, it's a blue ball speaking.
Oh, that's not where I was going with that, but I'll accept it.
I mean,
the great thing to remember is that Blake knows you think she's a cunt. The message got through. Yeah, apparently, yes. So I'm gonna final kind of wild thoughts here. If they were to get my information and they were to subpoena the bank and they were to subpoena, all kinds of other things, which they don't really have time to do much after, because this is due on 7/31, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're really gonna have time for all that. But if they were to do that and to somehow at some point get to a place where, would they ever bring any of us in to be deposed? You think?
No, not unless there was a reason to do that. Like they actually found a transaction, like a Venmo from the Wayfarer parties to you.
No,
and then some kind of communication. Hey, call Lively a cunt like 100 times and I'll pay you $1,000 or something. I don't know. I can't imagine why they would need to depose you.
Well, I probably would have done that. I would have done that, to be honest, but nobody ever offers. So it's fine. Right? This is for you, man.
Thank you for the super sticker of the. Where do you think that is geographically? There's this guy that plays this game, Geo something. I don't know, but it's like they give you a picture and you're supposed to guess where in the world that is just off of the picture, like a Google Maps image. Mm-hmm. And there's like people that are really good at it. And I don't know. Thank you for the $8 super sticker, Lynn. Never mind my story. Planned.
So Cassidy has a comment here I want you to read.
My fear is not what they see. It's what they let slip out in documents like they already have. What have they let slip out in documents?
So Jed Wallace got approval to redact his health information or his medical condition. And then they, in a different filing, in a different courts, revealed what his issue was in the Texas court. But then also they have like not redacted information for a lot of people that they kind of brought into this when they do their filings and stuff like that. So they have like phone numbers and addresses for people.
Yeah. Somebody else is making the comment about they dox everyone, Omar. Yeah, that's even something I told you. Like, Lauren, do not file this with your home address. You're doxing yourself.
Well, I have a mail, like I have a different mailbox for this. So this is that helps. But
to Cassidy though, look, somebody like Cassidy, she goes by basically a pseudonym. That's not her real name. You don't know what her profession is. You don't know how old she is. People think that she's AI, I've heard. She's not AI, by the way. Or maybe she is. Who knows?
No,
but
she's not.
The point is that if she wants to remain anonymous and she had nothing to do with this case, then there is good cause to protect her identity until they demonstrate good cause to expose her name, which they're not going to be able to do. So if she files a motion to remain anonymous, it should be readily granted, honestly, unopposed. Mm-hmm. If they oppose her motion to remain anonymous, then you know what? I will have a 12-hour live stream going on about how I don't know. We will have a 12-hour smear campaign against the Lively parties and their attorneys, and it'll be free of charge. And all super chats will go to charity, St. Jude's Hospital or something. And it'll just be let's call Blake Lively and her attorneys a cunt fest for 12 hours straight.
Speaking of St. Jude's, our fundraiser, the money's still sitting in the Give, Send, Go. I need to give the money to the charities because the money's just sitting on the website. I just haven't done it yet. It is for you.
Oh, thank you, Nicola, for the $5 super sticker. I appreciate you.
And this one too.
BEQ with the $5 says, I believe she filed subpoenas with intention to distract content creators and keep them busy with that instead of the deposition, wine and gummy fund. Hell yeah. No, I 100% think that was like 80% of why they did this.
Yeah. Oh, Perez is here. What's up, Perez?
How
many times can we say the C word in one live? Perez.
At least 1,000.
Perez must be new here, dude. Perez. It's all good. Well, you must be new here. But thank you for joining us. It's nice to see you stop in. We got one more super chat for you, man.
A small contribution to fight back from Miriam, Bixio Music Group, ITD, ASCAP. Thank you for the 10. I apologize if I mispronounced that.
ASCAP. I think it's ASCAP. Maybe
it's ASCAP. That's what it is. It's ASCAP.
Okay. Well, yeah. Anyways,
we appreciate you.
Yeah, I gotta get to. I'm driving to Tampa tomorrow morning to film for Andy's documentary a little bit before I have to work. So I'm gonna do that. So I will be seeing you guys very soon. But I do have to get some sleep now because I'm gonna get like a nap in, and then I gotta drive. So
tell Andy and everyone I said hello.
Yeah, I will. And thanks everyone for joining us. Especially Perez popped in. That's pretty crazy, man.
I know. What's up, Perez, man? Good to hear from you.
All right. Thanks everybody. We'll see you all soon.
Love you, folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Why did I say it like that? Bye.
I don't know.
Bye. Bye, cunts.
End the stream, Lauren.
I did. Okay.